Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree sessions in which we cover the relevant and important finance current affairs, the RBI notifications, the RBI press releases, and today I have brought for you a very important master direction that has been released by the Reserve Bank of India, and this was mentioned in the RBI notification also. This was present in the current affairs section also. Welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree section. So this is a very important master direction of the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so this is a very important master direction of the Reserve Bank of India that we are going to cover in today's session, and we are going to have the detailed coverage so that you know the nitty-gritties that are present in this master direction. You know the data points that are mentioned in this master direction and all the important points we are going to discuss from this master direction. Okay, so let's start with this master direction that is present for the CIR, that is the credit information reporting. So let's start with the discussion, but before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap and do join the Telegram channel of EduTap, because in the Telegram channel you will get the PDF of the session. You will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. Okay, so good morning all of you. Good morning Saurish, good morning Aditya. Now starting with the master direction of the Reserve Bank of India on the credit information reporting directions 2025. Okay, so these are the new directions. Whenever a new master direction is released, they are mentioned in the notification section of the Reserve Bank of India, and the new master direction becomes very important. So first of all, we have to discuss that why RBI released this master direction. What is the requirement of this master direction? So Reserve Bank of India has from time to time issued several instructions, directives, directions, guidelines to its regulated entities, to the NBFCs, banks and such, on credit information reporting. Here you can see that in August 2024, there was the directions that were released or guidelines that were released for the credit information companies, that the frequency of reporting should increase and there should be the data that should be provided from the credit institutions, that is the banks, NBFCs, that are the credit institutions that are providing the credit. They should provide the data regarding the loans to the credit information companies in more frequent manner. We will understand about the timeline. Okay, so this we have already discussed also, that these directions were released. Then there were directions that were released for the credit information companies, that the asset reconstruction companies should also submit their data to the credit information companies, because asset reconstruction companies, they are taking over the non-performing asset of the banks. So these are also the loans. Non-performing asset are the non-performing loans. So ARCs are connected with the non-performing asset. So they should also provide the information to the credit information companies. So these guidelines were released in October 2024. Then there were another guidelines that were released in October 2024 regarding the credit information companies and such, that there should be implementation of credit information reporting. Even if, let's say, a credit information, a credit institution, that is a NBFC or a bank, is losing their license, but still they have to provide the credit information regarding their borrowers. Okay, so even if a NBFC or let's say a bank has lost their license, they are going to close down, but still they have to continue reporting the data regarding their borrowers to the credit information companies till the end of the complete loan procedures and so. Okay, so there were different guidelines that the RBI was releasing for the credit information companies, and it was becoming very, like, you can understand that at different times the RBI has released the details regarding the credit information companies and the procedure. So RBI thought that why not bring them together, and so RBI released the master direction. So from time to time, RBI was releasing several instructions, several guidelines for the credit information reporting and the credit information companies. So RBI finalized the master direction, and RBI released the master direction consisting of different guidelines regarding the credit information companies and credit information reporting. Okay, so RBI released the master direction, Reserve Bank of India Credit Information Reporting Directions 2025, consolidating all the instructions that the RBI has released till now for the credit information companies or for the credit information reporting. The voice is less. Now is it fine? Like all the students are facing this problem? Is it fine, the voice? So the RBI released the Master Direction, Reserve Bank of India, Directions 2025, consolidating the instructions issued to the regulated entities on reporting of the credit information. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So there are 4 credit information companies in our country. Okay, there are 4 credit information companies in our country. The list of the credit information companies that are registered with RBI. So this is here. So there are 4 CICs in our country, and you can see the list of those 4 credit information companies in our country. So RBI has released the Master Action for the credit information reporting, that how the credit information reporting should happen, and this Master Action has been released for the credit information reporting. Now, this Master Action is released to consolidate all the different instructions released by the Reserve Bank of India, as well as this Master Action is released to standardize the process for all the credit information companies and for them to follow a single process, or for them to follow a standardized process. Okay. So now, what are the guidelines? So we have discussed that why the Master Action has been released, for consolidating the directions and for standardizing the process. Okay. So there are 4 credit information companies in our country. Now all the credit institutions, let it be banks, let it be the NBFCs, let it be all India financial institutions like the Exim Bank, NABARD. So these are the 5 all India financial institution. They also provide credit. So all the credit institutions that provide the credit shall become members of all the credit information companies registered with the RBI. So there are the 4 credit information companies registered with the RBI. So all the credit institutions have to become the member of all the credit information companies. One-time membership fee charged by the CICs from the credit institutions to become their members shall not exceed 10,000 each. Okay. As well as the annual fees that is charged by the credit information companies from the credit institutions shall not exceed 5,000 each. So credit institutions are the ones that are providing the credit, like the banks, NBFCs, all India financial institution. Credit information companies gather the knowledge, gather the data, and they provide the credit information reporting, that okay, this individual, let's say a particular individual has taken loan from SBI, it has taken loan from the ICICI Bank, it has taken loan from the SDFC Bank. So this particular individual, how many loans it has taken, under what category, home loan, car loan and gold loan, various loans are taken. So to provide the consolidated data, now the SBI might not be sharing the data with the ICICI Bank, or ICICI Bank might not be directly connected with the SDFC Bank. So how they will know that okay, from where the loan is taken or how many loans are taken by this particular individual? So there are the credit information company that provide a complete credit information reporting. So the credit information companies, they provide the credit information reporting, that okay, you want to know about this individual. Let's say there is another bank, that is PNB. Now the individual has gone to PNB to take a loan. So PNB wants to see the previous loans that the individual has taken and the current loans that are ongoing. Okay. So the credit information reporting will show the complete credit history of the individual, because the credit information companies are gathering the data from all the credit institution and they are making the reports. Okay. So this is the idea. I hope this is clear. So now the annual fees should not be exceeding 5,000 rupees each. Okay. Now these directions are applicable on all the commercial banks, including small finance bank, local area bank, RRBs, excluding the payment banks, because if you remember why the payment bank are excluded, anyone can tell me? So this is what you have to tell me. So all the primary urban cooperative banks have to follow the Master Action, all India financial institution, all NBFCs, all asset reconstruction companies, all the credit information companies have to follow these Master Action on the credit information reporting. So excluding the payment bank, the directions do not, they are not applicable on the payment bank, because the payment banks cannot lend. So if they are not providing credit, that means they should, yes, they cannot lend. The payment bank cannot lend, and that's why the directions are not applicable on them. Okay. So I hope this is clear. All asset reconstruction companies, they are connected with the non-performing asset. So they also have to provide the data that how many non-performing assets are there, which borrowers are not returning the loan. So all these directions have to be provided. Okay. Yes. Now coming to next. Now membership. So we have understood that the credit institutions, they have to provide the data to the credit information companies. Credit information companies are gathering the data, are like providing the information regarding the individuals or the borrowers that want to borrow the loans and such. So now there are some specialized users also that can get the credit data. Let's say that there is a telecom company. Now the telecom companies, they provide the postpaid. Have you heard about it? Postpaid. Now it is less, but still many of the people use the postpaid. That means, let's say you are on the monthly basis, the bills will be generated. So first you will be utilizing the services. And at the end of the month you will be paying. Now what if you utilize the services and you do not pay after 1 month, or you do not pay after 2 months? So this is a problem for the telecom companies. So telecom companies can become the specialized users, and they can get the data on the individuals or on the commercial entities that, okay, this individual want to have a postpaid. So is this individual trustworthy? Has the individual returned the previous loans that the individual had taken? The individual is giving back the credit, like credit card payments are being done by the individual on timely basis or not. So telecom company, as they are providing the postpaid services, so they also want to see the credit data for the individuals and commercial entities and such, so that the telecom companies are aware that the individual will return the money or will give the money for the services or not. Okay. Because the individual, if the individual is giving the credit card payments on the timely manner, the individual has returned the previous loan, has given all the EMIs on the timely manner. So you can understand that the telecom company can trust this individual more and can provide the postpaid services easily. Okay. So the specialized user category is there. So who can be the specialized user? So for that there are some guidelines, that first of all, the entity that want to become a specialized user, that want to have some, like if you want to become the specialized user, if you want to get the data from the credit information companies, so the entity shall be a company incorporated in India or a legal corporation, statutory corporation established in India. In the case of a company, it should have a net worth of not less than rupees 2 crores as per the latest audited balance sheet, and shall meet the requirement on a continuing basis. The company should be well diversified. For an entity to be considered as well diversified, the shareholding by the promoter group, that is the shareholding by the group that has established the company, should not be more than 26%, and the non-promoter group shareholders should not have more than 10% of the shares. Okay. So the promoter group should not be holding more than 26% of the shares, and the non-promoter group should not be holding more than 10% of the equity share capital on the sole basis. Okay. So this is the idea. So that is the CICs, they can provide the details or the data to the specialized users, that is the telecom companies or the insurance companies can also want the data regarding the credit. So the data can be provided to the specialized users, but there is also due diligence and control mechanism that is applied, that if the data is given to the specialized users, first of all the specialized user shall undertake an audit of its information system, that the information system of the specialized user is good or not. That means they have proper risk management tools or not, they have data protection rules or not, they have risk management, okay, practices or not. So this is the idea, that the specialized user shall undertake an audit of its information system by a CISA, that is the Certified Information System Auditor, that is certified auditor, on a half-yearly basis. So on the half-yearly basis, there is audit that will happen of the information system. So let's say a telecom company or an insurance company want to get the credit information, so they need to have their information system audited, that can you protect the data? You are taking the data of individuals, you are taking the data of the commercial entities, but can you protect it or not? Okay. And the report of the same shall be submitted to the credit information companies. Okay. So this is the idea. Now the next is that the specialized user shall store the credit information received from the credit information companies. So the specialized user, that is the telecom company or insurance company or any company that is allowed as per the rules and regulations. So any company that is allowed shall store the credit information received from the CICs only for a limited time period of 6 months or till such time the credit information is required to be retained to satisfy the purpose. Okay. So this is the criteria for the specialized user. So you can get the information, but there is due diligence and control mechanism that has to be followed. Okay. So this is the idea of the specialized users. They can also get the information, the credit information from the credit information company. So the credit institutions, they have to provide the data to the credit information company, and they can also use the data from the credit information company. Okay. Similarly, specialized user, they do not have the liability to provide the data, but they can use the data from the credit information company. Now coming to reporting of credit information by credit institutions. So as I have told you that credit institutions, they have the compulsion as per the master action. All the credit institutions, let it be the banks, let it be NBFCs, all India financial institutions, asset reconstruction companies, they all are under the master action. They all have to provide the credit information to the credit information company. Okay. So the credit institutions, they have to provide the credit information to the credit information companies. So credit institutions shall submit data on credit information of its borrowers, including historical data, to all the credit information companies. The fortnightly, now the submission should happen on the fortnightly basis, that is the 15th. So first fortnight finishes, like first fortnight is from 1st to 15th. So the data has to be provided for 1st to 15th, and then from 16th to the last day, So the data has to be provided till the last day of the month. So 1st to 15th data has to be provided within within the next 7 calendar days. So this is the idea that the fortnightly submission of the credit information by the credit institution should happen to the credit information company. So the credit information has to be submitted on the fortnightly basis, that is 1st to 15th and 16th to last day. Okay, so fortnight is on finishing, first fortnight finishes on 15th and the second fortnight finishes on the last day of the month. Okay, so before the monthly submission was happening, but the RBI said in August that no, there should be fortnightly submission that should happen. Okay, so first fortnight finishes on 15th and the second fortnight finishes as on last day of the month. So fortnightly submission of credit information should be done by the credit institution to the credit information companies. This shall be ensured within 7 calendar days of the relevant reporting fortnight. Next is that the credit information companies shall provide a list of credit institutions which are not adhering to the fortnightly timeline, and this list has to be provided to the Department of Supervision of the Reserve Bank of India on the half-yearly intervals, that is as on March 31st and September 30. Each year the list has to be provided that which credit institutions are not following this timeline, that the fortnightly submission they are not doing within 7 calendar days of the finish of the fortnight. Okay, any confusion anyone has till now? Any confusion? Any problem? Now reporting. See, the credit institution shall rectify. So credit information companies, let's say, have found some discrepancy in the data, some problem in the data is not matching up. So credit institution shall rectify the rejected data and upload the same within the CICs within 7 days of the receipt of such rejection report. So the CICs, credit information companies, can reject the data if the format is not correct or if there is any discrepancy. So the credit institution has to correct the data within 7 working days. Okay, so within 7 days, CICs shall prepare and provide data quality index that for the consumer, commercial, microfinance segments. Okay, so for the consumer segment, for the commercial segment and for the microfinance segment, the data quality index has to be provided by the credit information companies for assessing the quality of data that is submitted by the credit institutions, that how well or how much of the quality data the credit institutions are providing to the CICs. So for that there is a quality index, data quality index that has to be provided by the CICs, and improving the same over a period of time. So the data quality has to be improved over a period of time. For that, see, CICs shall provide the data quality index in the form of numeric scores on a monthly basis to all the member credit institutions, and the credit institutions have to improve their data quality index. Okay, so this is the basic idea that the CICs have to prepare, has to provide the data quality index for the consumer segment, for the commercial segment, and for the microfinance segment. Okay, for the consumer segment, the data quality index depends upon the demographic data as well as the trade data or the credit data. Okay, next is Credit Information Companies Regulations Act 2005 provides legal backing for sharing of credit information by the credit institutions with the credit information companies. So there is legal backing that why the credit institutions are providing the data to the credit information companies. So there is some legal backing behind it. Okay, now this is the idea that if the data is provided, let's say the credit information companies are sharing the data with the specialized users, so the credit information companies has to send a SMS or an email to the consumer that your data is being shared with the specialized users. Okay, so this is the basic idea that the alerts have to be sent to the consumer by the CICs. So CICs have to send the alert to the individual or the commercial entity for which the data is being sent to the specialized user. Next is that the credit institutions, they shall send alerts through SMS or email if the credit institutions, they are providing the data, they are submitting the information to the credit information companies regarding default or days past due. So let's say that you have defaulted the payment, or you are not, like your payment has been past due date. So then the credit institutions, if they are providing the data to the credit information company, first they will alert you that, see, we are going to provide the data to the credit information company about your default. Now your credit score will decrease. So this alert has to be sent to the individuals and the commercial entities. Now the credit information report. So as I have told you that the credit information companies, they provide a complete credit information report. So what is provided in this credit information report? So that we are going to discuss. Any confusion till now? No, see, Guru Raja, that all the credit institutions, they are connected directly with the credit information companies. Okay, so in between the credit information companies, there is no direct linkage, but all the credit institutions, they have to become the member of the credit information companies. Okay, and the different credit information companies provide some specialized things also, like there are so many coaching institutions that are providing you the RBI Grade B courses, right? But there are some distinction between them. Similarly, there are different credit information companies, but they provide some distinct facilities also to the credit institutions. Okay. Okay. So apne, yes, the CICs will rank the credit institutions on the basis of the data quality that they are providing to the credit information companies. Okay. Okay. See, data quality index, it is the index that is prepared by the credit information companies. Data quality. See, the credit informations are providing the data to the credit information companies. Now, how well the data is presented, how well the format has been followed, are there more discrepancies or are there less discrepancies, the data is correct or not. So, on the basis of all these things, the credit institutions are ranked, or the credit institutions get the data quality score. Okay, so credit information companies provide the data quality index. The credit information companies provide the data quality score to the credit institutions, and this score is also submitted to the Reserve Bank of India. So CICs shall prepare and provide data quality index for consumer, commercial and microfinance segment for assessing the quality of the data submission by the credit institutions, and this has to be provided, the data quality scores have to be provided on the monthly basis to all the member CIs, to all the member credit institutions, so they can recognize that they are doing well or they are doing very badly in providing the data. Okay, so like you are giving the revision test every month now, so that is to show you that you are doing good or not. If you are getting, let's say out of 8 you are getting 7, that means you are doing good. If out of 8 you are getting 1, that means you are doing bad. So credit institutions, they will recognize that okay, they are doing badly and they have to improve. Okay, So CICs shall provide a single credit information report for one borrower. So the credit information company see, let's say there is a credit information company. Now a single credit information report has to be provided by one credit information company for one borrower, even if the firm or person has more than one address, by utilizing a unique identification number. So let's say PAN card. Let's say the person has taken loan like at different addresses from different banks, but the PAN card that is connected with this loans is same. So even if the person has, like, if there is one borrower, even if the person has taken, or the commercial entity has taken the loan at different addresses or more than one address, by utilizing a unique identification number like the PAN card, driving license, voter ID number. So you have to recognize, okay, this PAN card is connected with this loan also, this PAN card is connected with this loan also, this PAN card is connected with this loan also. That means all these loans are taken by one person only. So do not get confused that, okay, there are different addresses, so maybe they are different people. No, if the PAN card or identification number is same, that means this one borrower has taken all these loans. Okay, so this is the clarity that is provided to the credit information companies, that they should prepare a single report, credit information report, for all the loans that are going to a single identification number. Next is to facilitate the understanding and interpretation of credit scores. Before, the credit score for different credit information companies that differed. Let's say some were giving the score between 300 and 850, some were giving between 300 and 750, some were given between 300 and 800. So the credit scores used to differ before for different credit information companies, but now it has been said by the Reserve Bank of India that all the credit information companies have to give the credit score between 300 and 900. The lesser the credit score, the worse your performance is. That means you are not returning the loans, you are not giving the payments on time. The higher your credit score is, the closer you are to 900. That means the better you are performing, you are giving timely payments, you are giving timely EMIs, you are giving timely repayments. Okay, so the credit score shall be calibrated from 300 to 900 by all the CICs, by all the credit information companies, so that they have a common classification of credit scores. Okay. Next is the CIC shall provide access in an electronic format upon request. So here, see, all the CICs, all the credit information companies, it has been said to them that at least they should provide one free report to the consumer. So get free score, one free score in 1 year, So this is what has been said, that the CIC shall provide access in an electronic format upon request and after due authentication of the requester. Let's say I have taken a loan and I want to see my credit score. So I have to authenticate myself, my mobile number, ID and such I have to provide, and then I can get one full credit report absolutely free, including the credit score once at any time during a year. So one full, like you can here see that you can see the credit score, you can get one free credit report also. Okay, so this is the basic idea, that you can get in 1 year, you can get one free credit report, the complete credit report with the credit score. Now the next point is that let's say you are a guarantor. Let's say that you have given a guarantee for a loan. You are a guarantor or you are a co-borrower on a loan. So do you have any liability, yes or no? Do you have any liability, yes or no, related to this loan? If you are a co-borrower or if you are a guarantor in a loan, do you have some liability? Yes, you have some liability, because what if the borrower does not return the loan? So the co-borrower or the guarantor will have to take the responsibility. Let's say there is a borrower and you are the guarantor. So the borrower, if he or she does not return the loan, the guarantor will be liable to repay the loan. So in this case, it has been said that the credit information companies shall capture the details of co-borrowers and guarantors also wherever applicable in the credit information reporting. That means, let's say this is the credit information reporting about Akash. Akash is a person, and the credit information reporting is being provided about Akash. So in that, it has to be told that Akash has is a guarantor for this loan. Okay, so the information has to be provided for that also. This would facilitate deciding on the extent of exposure a credit institution can consider of an entity. Let's say a commercial entity has taken a loan from the SBI, is also a guarantor on some other loan. So SBI already has a lot of exposure to this XYZ entity because SBI has provided the loan to this entity is also the guarantor. So if this if the other entity is not able to pay, let's say XYZ is the guarantor for ABC. Now if ABC is not able to pay, that means XYZ will be liable to pay. So already the SBI has a lot of exposure to XYZ. So if XYZ wants a new loan, so that has to be reconsidered by the SBI. So this would facilitate deciding on the extent of the exposure a credit institution can consider on an entity. The CIR, that is Credit Information Reporting, shall give the details of the loans availed by the customers in their capacity as a borrower, as a co-borrower, or as a guarantor also. So this is the idea. So now framework for compensation. Now if let's say you have a complaint against the credit information companies. So credit information companies, can you tell me that do they come under the RBI ombudsman? Credit information companies, do they come under the RBI ombudsman? See, credit information report is a complete report. It is a complete report that how much loan you have taken, how many payments you have made. It is a complete report. But credit score is a score. Let's say information report is the test that how well you have performed. It is a review kind of thing. And score is the final marks that you are getting. That out of 10 you have got 8. Okay. So the credit information report are the review, and then in this report you get the score also. So yes, credit information companies are the part of the Reserve Bank of India ombudsman, and the credit information companies, they have to provide the internal grievance redressal also. That means if there are the complaints that are coming against the credit information companies, they have to tackle the complaints within 30 days. If they are not tackling the complaints within 30 days, the customer can go to the RBI ombudsman, or the individual or the commercial entity can go to the RBI ombudsman. Let's say I am Kritika. So wrong information has been provided regarding me that I have not returned the previous loan, which I have already returned. So that means there is some discrepancy in the data in the credit information reporting. So I have raised the complaint with the credit information company that you have given wrong data regarding me. So the credit information company is liable to correct this data within 30 days. How the correction will happen, that we will understand. Okay. But I hope this is clear that the credit information companies have to resolve the queries, have to resolve the grievances within 30 days. Otherwise, you can go to RBI ombudsman. Okay. Now, complaints shall be entitled to a compensation of 100 rupees per calendar day in case their complaint is not resolved within 30 days. So 30 days are given to credit information companies, credit institutions. If they are not resolving the complaint within 30 days, then there is 100 rupees of compensation daily that you will have to give after the 30 days period. Okay. So there is the timeline that is provided that the credit information company, if they are getting any complaint that you have given wrong information, so credit information company has to resolve it within 30 days. Now the credit information company will say that we are getting wrong data from the bank. What is our mistake? So credit information company will forward this query to the credit institution. Now the credit institution has the liability to resolve this complaint or to correct the data within 21 days. Within 21 days, and the final reply will be given by the credit information company. Okay. So the idea is that the credit institution shall pay a compensation to the complainant if the credit institution has failed to send the updated credit information to the CIC. So basically the idea is, let's say Kritika, that is me, has raised a complaint with the credit information company that my data is wrong. Now the credit information company will send this problem to the credit institution that SBI, you have given wrong data, or PNB, you have given wrong data. So the credit institution has the liability that within 21 days, they have to correct the data. They will correct the data within 21 days and they will revert to the credit information company that we have corrected the data. Now the CIC in total has 30 days. That means 21 days plus CIC actually has 9 days left to revert to Kritika. Okay, this is the idea, that within 30 days, this whole process should finish and I should get my reply. That is, if I have raised my complaint on 1st January, by 30th January, the reply has to happen. So out of this 30 days, 21 days are given to credit institution and only the 9 days are left with credit information company to send the reply to me that okay, the data has been corrected, or okay, we have we have done or we have resolved your complaint. So this is the idea, that credit institutions, they get 21 days to resolve to correct the data, and if they are not correcting the data within 21 days, then the credit institution will have to take the burden of the compensation. So credit institution shall pay the compensation to the complainant if the credit institution has failed to send updated credit information to the credit information company. So credit institution has to provide the correct data to the credit information company within 21 calendar days with the appropriate correction or addition, whatever is required. Now, the credit information company shall pay the compensation to the complainant if the credit information company has failed to resolve the complaint within 30 days. So, within 21 days, let's take an example that on 1st January, the complaint was received by the credit information company. Now, the credit information company has sent the complaint to the credit institution on 5th of January. So, already the 5 days are gone. Now, the credit institution within 21 days, that is by let's say 26th of January or 25th of January. By 25th of January, the credit institution, that is within 21 days, the credit institution has given the details or the updated details have been given to the CIC. Now, the CIC is giving the reply to the customer or is giving the new credit report to the customer on 7th of Feb. So here the compensation will be given by CIC or credit institution. Who will give the compensation? Who will give the compensation? The credit institution company or credit institution? The credit information company or credit institution. So credit institution has given the reply within 21 days. Within 21 days. So credit institution has done its part on the timely basis. It is the credit information company that didn't forwarded the reply or that didn't forwarded the correct report to the customer on the timely basis. So this is the compensation will be here given by the credit information company. Very good. So this is the idea, that credit information company has to resolve the complaint within 30 calendar days, okay, including the 21 calendar days that is given to credit institution. So this is the idea. So the compensation amount shall be credited to the bank account of the complainant within 5 working days of the resolution of the complaint. Okay. So let's say the resolution of complaint happened on 7th Feb. So there is 7 days of delay that has happened. So 7 days of delayed multiplied by 100 rupees per day. So 700 rupees has to be given to the complainant because of the delay. 700 rupees has to be given to the complainant by the CIC within 5 working days of resolving the complaint. Okay. So this is the idea. Now coming to the last part. So this is the last slide for today. After that we will discuss some questions. So there is the technical working group that has been introduced. So instruction for technical working group. First of all, they will review and make changes wherever necessary in the data format in which the credit institution provide the data to the credit information company. Review of the data reporting formats will be done at least once a year, and whatever the new data reporting format has been found by the by the technical working group. So technical working group is saying that a new format has to be followed. So this has to be verified from the RBI. The new data format after finalization by the technical working group has to be approved from the RBI. Okay. So the technical working group should at least meet once a year for doing the review, for doing any kind of changes, and act as convener. The 4 CICs, the 4 credit information companies should work as the convener of the technical working group by rotation. That in like every year one CIC will take the responsibility of convening initiating the meeting of technical working group. Technical working group shall comprise of the banks, NBFCs, all India financial institutions, and such and such. There is also a subgroup of the technical working group. So subgroup of technical working group shall meet at least on the half-yearly basis. They provide the advisory and collaborative body to offer expert insight and make recommendations on technical aspect of credit information reporting, that how further we can improve the credit information credit information reporting. Okay, so this is the idea, that the subgroup of TWG shall be constituted to function as advisory and collaborative body to provide the expert insights and make recommendation on the improvement in the credit information reporting. So there is the technical working group that should meet at least once a year. In a calendar year, at least once the technical working group should meet, and the meeting is convened by the one CIC, and it will be on rotational basis, that one CIC, then the other one, then the other one, and the next one. So in 4 years, the 4 CIC will take the rotation. So this is the idea. Okay, so this is the basic idea about the technical working group and the subgroup. Basically, you have to remember that the technical working group meets once a year and the subgroup meets twice a year, that is on half-yearly basis, to discuss credit information reporting issues and seek potential resolution to the credit information reporting. So the technical working group is focused on the data formats and the data transfer between the credit institution and the credit information company, and the subgroup is focused on credit information reporting and the improvement in the reporting. So this is the idea. Any confusion anyone has till now? So this is it for today. For the understanding, if there is any confusion in the master direction, you can ask in the comment section below also. And this is the first homework question. I hope you will be able to answer this question. Okay. Now this is the second question. This is the second homework question. So directly the data points are important. So you should focus on that. Okay. If you are not satisfied with the answer, you can raise your complaint with the CIC itself, or you can also go to the RBI Ombudsman. Okay, because if you are not satisfied, if the reply you have not got the reply, or if you are not satisfied, then you can go to the RBI Ombudsman. Okay, so this is it. Thank you very much for joining the session, and I hope you enjoyed the session. You were able to understand the master action on the credit information company. So I provided you the complete details, so that whenever you see the credit information company in the newspapers, and if again this master action is in news, so you do not have to worry about it. Okay, so I hope you like the detailed session. For the further master actions, you have to tell me in the comment section that you want a detailed session like this one, or you just want some overall idea only. Okay, because the detailed session also takes my time also, but I thought to provide you the detailed session so that you have the clarity, and if any term, if any thing is coming in news again, at least you should have the idea. As well as this master action was the compilation of many of the other guidelines of RBI. So that's why also we had to do it in detail. So do you want the detailed master action, or do you want the overall idea only? Like today I have provided the detailed one, but for future what you want, that you have to tell me, because the detailed master actions will also be very lengthy. Like today also it is 45 minutes that the session stressed up to. So do you want detailed one or just the overall idea? That you have to tell me in the comment section. You're most welcome everyone. Thank you everyone for joining. See you in the next session.